What's going on, everyone? So today in this video, we're going to be going over a trade review that my friend Ben over here, who is an experienced trader, he made a nice profit. This was November 1st, and it's a Tesla trade review. So if you want to talk a little bit about option trading and give the audience a little...
Yeah, so an option, it's basically you're just buying an underlying stock, except it's a contract. It's 100 shares mashed together into one contract at a cheaper price so that it gives you the reliability to, say, buy like a stock like NVIDIA, or example for here, Tesla. You could buy a stock like Tesla for a much cheaper price because one share of Tesla is $314 right now. But the premiums that I was buying on Friday when I took this trade were only $100 each. So you don't even need the amount that the stock costs just to trade it. So with options, you get a lot more leverage, and it gives you an advantage over, say, someone maybe trading stock, just because you can grow a smaller account quicker, and you don't need that massive account to trade 100 shares of, say, Tesla, NVIDIA, Apple, all the big tech stocks that I trade with options.
And that's why options can be so powerful. You know?
Yep.
So, yeah. So we're gonna get into the trade review. We're gonna make it fairly short, but this is the trade review we have. So we're gonna talk a little bit about the trade review, and then we're going to get right into the charts right here. So this was his trade review on November 1st.
So you can see that right away, we're going to talk about a fundamental catalyst. Now, Tesla, they had over $570 million in convertible debt due that they were owed to bondholders of Solar City. So now, Solar City is one of the companies that Elon Musk owns as a part of Tesla. Now, he spreads his money across the board, so he's got a lot of the debt due in specific places. So there was a time in March where he had a bunch of debt due, like double the amount that he did just yesterday. But when he had all this debt due in March, the stock dropped 10%. So
you kind of speculated because this happened in March and it lost 10%.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe there's some kind of correlation there. Now, so I had a short bias on the stock. So going into the day, they had all this debt due, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe the stock might drop a little bit. Now, technicals, there's the 314 level, which was from Thursday and today.
So the 314 level he's talking about on Thursday is this price point right here, this level right here. So it bounced on the support, and it had a little bit consolidation after market hours. There wasn't too much volume going on. As you can see, the candles are dashes. So when a candle's a dash, that means that the stock isn't really moving. There's not a lot of volume. And then you can see that it had a wick that tested that same support right there, okay? And then, so let's talk about your entry and your exit. So your entry, talk a little bit.
Yeah, so my initial entry, if we could just go to the 1 minute chart real quick.
All right, so we're going to go, right now we're looking at a 5-day, 5-minute analysis, and that's what I typically like to use. I don't really like to use the 1 day, 1 minute chart. It's a lot more volatile, and your emotions tend to play a lot more, but you can have more of a visualization of where he entered this trade. So this is Friday.
So after we get the initial drop of 314, I didn't actually get filled. I tried to get in with a limit order, but the stock moved pretty fast, so I didn't get in. But I was a little frustrated. I couldn't get in because, I thought that this would be a really, really good opportunity that I could take advantage of. But then it came up and it retested that level. Okay, so once we break this support, it becomes resistance. Now it comes back up to 314 and pretty much rejects it immediately. So that's where I got in. Now that 314 rejection. And then obviously we had the drop all the way to 310, 311, which is a $3 move off that great retest.
So so right here you can see that this is where it got rejected. That's where you entered. So once you enter a trade, you have to obviously exit a trade. So what made you want to exit the trade, and where did you exit the trade?
So if you can see, let's just move this over there. So
and before you even get into it, this is where this is his trade review. So as you can see, this is similar to this, right? So he has a screenshot of his entry point, and this is crucial in constantly improving yourself as a trader, is having a trade review on your trades. So tracking your trades and going over your trades like this is what's going to separate you from the average trader.
Retail traders, yeah. So after Tesla dropped, I think it's 310.50 here on the chart. You can see 310.50 was holding. That's where I sold one of my contracts. We had a little bit of support there that was just holding in a
little consolidation.
You can see, a little consolidation. So got a one contract, and then when it held above 311, that's when I got out. Now, if we're gonna look at my trade management a little bit, we had that fundamental catalyst, and then we had the technical catalyst, and we also had SPY. Now, so SPY is just a market ETF essentially. It just it's showing us where the overall market is, the direction of it. Now, SPY had a really good open after we had some China trade war deal news come out, all that crap, and then we had a little bit.
So you correlate SPY, which is based on the overall market, with your Tesla trade.
Yep.
So it gives you more of a visual. You know what I mean?
So we have all these different combinations to make for a great risk-to-reward setup. Now, SPY failed to make a new high, and it was dropping with Tesla. Okay, so at the same time I enter, SPY is making a new low, and Tesla's making a new low. So we have the fundamental catalyst on my side. Tesla has a ton of debt due, maybe a short on the stock. We have a great technical level that we're playing, and then we have SPY in our favor too. So all these things combining makes for a great trade. And then obviously just going into the review, this was a really good trade just because I was able to execute a plan that I had developed during the pre-market.
And you went along with that plan.
Yep, I went along with the plan.
That's crucial too. You have to go along with your plan. Stay consistent with your trading plan. You know what I mean? And that's super powerful. So yeah, this was one of his trades in his playbooks. And how much profit did you make off this?
This was a $288 profit on a $200 position on just 2 contracts. So, you know, if I have maybe 4 contracts or 6 contracts, that's one thing I put in my review that maybe I could have had more contracts because...
Were you confident in the trade?
Yeah, I was confident in the trade. So that's something that I'm looking to improve more on as a trader. If I see a great setup that I'm willing to take, I got to size up on it because only good setups like that happen every so often.
Right. And
that's something we got to take advantage of as a trader.
100%. So, yeah. So this is a trade setup November 1st, Tesla. Yep. So, yeah, it was pretty good trade, right?
Oh, yeah, it was a great trade, man. We also had a great trade in BYND the other day. We could just pull that up.
Yeah, pull up BYND. So we want to tell them a little bit what BYND is?
Yeah, so BYND is like a fake meat stock. It's pretty incredible.
Vegan. It's like
vegan meat.
Yeah, it's vegan meat.
I'll pull up the daily chart. So this stock has been pretty insane in the last couple of months since IPO'd. IPO'd about $45. Went up to, you can see there, $239.
So, I think it's way overvalued.
I also agree.
But now it's starting to. I think it's $80 to $40 is a good price range. We have a previous support right here.
Yep.
So yeah, talk a little bit about your BYND.
Yeah. So if you can see on the daily level here, we had a gap up from $100 to $121. I believe this was earnings. Yeah, it was their earning call. So they beat earnings, I would say, and then the stock gapped up. But then looking at now, this was October 17th. So we're getting that retest of this gap down, okay? So this candle had a wick to 120, all right? And then we have 2 days where it's failing 120, all right? So essentially that if we can drop 120, we might fill the gap. Now, with the way the market's been, it hasn't been as strong in the last maybe 2 weeks until the last couple of days or so. So under 120 is a great position, and that's where I got in. I got in at 120. I had the 100 puts, and I bought them for a little bit far out. And
before you, sorry to keep talk, but can you tell them a little bit about what a put and a call is?
Yeah, so a put is essentially I'm betting that the stock is going to go down, and a call is that I'm betting the stock is going to go up. Now, obviously, you don't just want to buy a put or a call if you think the stock's going to go up. You want to have some kind of strategy behind it. You want to be watching charts, having a fundamental catalyst. And that's all basically for a different video, like having a set strategy.
Right.
But once it drops 120, that's where I would get in, and then you look for that gap fill to say 108, 100, and that could be for a great profit. Now, this is a trade that I took on the daily chart. Now, obviously, the Tesla chart was on a much lower time frame on the 5-minute, but it's good to combine daily levels and like a smaller time frame just to get a better trade.
Right. So this is we're looking at it in a bigger picture. This is a 1-year analysis. So this has dropped significant since, but
yeah.
I definitely see that this was way overvalued, way overhyped up. Mm-hmm. Definitely maybe some manipulation. I'm not too sure, but this was way overvalued, and I think it's starting to get where it's starting to be at more of a reasonable.
And people have been shorting the stock because recently, just a couple of days ago, they had a lockup period where the people that invested in the company originally couldn't sell any of their shares. So this was just getting dumped and dumped and dumped, and then we had this day. What is this? Just 2 days ago, October 31st, we had a gap down because the stock opened, that lockup period ended, and everyone that bought their shares at $45 decided to sell.
Right.
Now, obviously, if you got a stock that goes from 45 to 230, you want to get out right away, but then you start to see it dump and dump and dump, and it's at $80.
People are
you just gotta
back
get out.
holding it too. So, yeah.
I mean, BYND has been a great short. I mean, a great long too all year. I mean, last year we had BYND, and it's been a pretty crazy stock to be in.
Oh yeah. So that's pretty much it for our trade review, November 1st, Tesla. So we'll see. We'll stay tuned, guys. And before, we'll have his link or his YouTube channel. He also has a YouTube channel.
I got a YouTube channel.
So we'll keep the link in the description, and we'll definitely stay in touch, guys. Thank you for watching.